Hey, what's good, what's good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who it is, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic video for you guys today. If this is your first time watching a Dr. Mike TV video, by all means, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit me up on IG. Definitely hit me up in the email and Facebook, all that stuff. Everything is in the link in the description area below. Check out the prescription, of course, all the ebooks, all of that description area below. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys real quick. Let me get this way. I like it better this way. Can't really get the lighting right. But I wanted to talk to you guys real quick. With the light behind me. Alright guys, sorry, just wanted to come in and find me a quick place to sit down. But I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about something that's really important, at least to me it is, so that you guys can generally get an understanding of what I mean by the topic we're going to discuss today. Today's topic is, what is it really like dating a Filipina? Alright? What is it really like dating a Filipina? Now, when I say this, I'm talking about being in a relationship with a Filipina for years. I'm not talking about for months at a time or for 2 weeks and changing them up and stuff like that, because that's completely different, all right? I'm talking about what is it like being in a full-fledged relationship that may end up leading to marriage and having kids and stuff. What is it like to be in a relationship with a Filipina? Okay, from my perspective only. Of course, everybody's perspective is going to be different. Not everybody's going to agree. Not everybody's going to disagree. But I would definitely love to hear your comments down below as soon as the video is over. Alright, the best way that I can do this and to make this video is to try to break it down as best as I possibly can. Okay? So, because I'm from the US, I can only compare Filipino women to women that I have dated or have been with while I was in the United States, okay? Which was not many. But we'll just do an overall general standard of what it's like dating, you know, women in the US versus dating women in the Philippines, okay? Now, let's keep it 100% honest. If I had to be honest, a lot of guys will say this, a lot of guys will agree that dating a Filipina, those women definitely treat their men a lot better than the majority of the women in the United States. I repeat, the majority. Not all, but they definitely treat their men way better than the majority of the women in the United States. Why is that? Different cultural upbringing, different cultural backgrounds. They come from a place where, you know, they do take care of their men. You know, the man is the head of the household. The man does take care of things. The man is the man, and the man's going to do his job. And so the woman plays her part, you know. She'll take care of him, cook, clean for him, you know, take care of the kids if you have, and stuff like that. But let's say that you're single. Let's say that it's just you and her in the relationship. To be honest with you, in reference to, you know, being a complete 180 from dating a woman from from the US and stuff like that, as far as how they treat their men, that's almost, in my opinion, where it kind of ends, all right? Because you have to realize that a Filipina is still a woman. She still has womanly needs, and she still has the womanly mannerism. So, pardon me, ladies, do not take this the wrong way, but Filipino women still nag. They can still get on your nerves. They can still do all of the things that certain women could do in a relationship. Again, this is no disrespect. I'm just being honest. That's kind of where it ends. The way that they treat their men is kind of where the differences kind of end. Because if you're in a relationship with them, especially if they want something, right? If a Filipino woman wants something, they want it. They don't want it tomorrow. They don't want it 2 weeks from now. They don't want it, you know, whenever. They want it now. Ngayon din. They want it when they want it. And I guess that's with any other type of woman. You know, so when you do say no, or you do say, nah, maybe next time, or maybe not this time, do you honestly believe that you're not going to get an attitude from her if you decline something that she wants? Now, you could be in a relationship with this woman for years, and of course, if they still want it, they're going to probably give you a little bit of attitude. I mean, they'll probably know after being in a relationship with you for a long period of time what they can get away with and what they cannot. But ultimately, when it comes to things that they want or things that they desire, desire from the heart, they gonna still want it, regardless of whether you say, yes, now or later, they still gonna want it. But most of the time, they're gonna want it now, not tomorrow. So you're still gonna have to deal with arguments, and you're still gonna have to deal with communication issues. That's one thing that if you've only been dating a Filipina for a short period of time, you're not gonna understand about the communication issues. You know, over time, as the relationship develops, it does get easier. Of course, it's supposed to get easier. If it gets hard, then that's probably not a good relationship for you. But over time, you guys are gonna understand a little bit more about each other, and you're gonna understand a little bit more about what the relationship requires. Okay, so maybe she'll understand what she can ask for and what she cannot, but most of the time she's gonna probably give you a lot of a lot of problems in that particular area. But I mean, of course, they're still sweet, they're still loving, they'll still take care of you, but you know, it's hard to say no to them sometimes. And I think that's where most guys go wrong, when they don't say no enough. They keep saying yes to everything, then you know, you start to realize that they're gonna ask for more and more and more, which is why I do believe that you have to establish a boundary between that, you know. But in reference to the topic again today, that's a whole nother topic. But in reference to the topic today, what's it really like dating a Filipino woman? I definitely would say that, you know, things are going well for me personally, but I've heard situations and I've heard stories where guys completely swear off Filipino women forever because they were scammed or because they had issues, and you know, they took their property or took something that they had or something that they put money in and just left them with nothing. So I know foreigners that really, really have a disdain or they really detest or have a hatred in their heart for Filipino women. But if you've been with one for a long period of time, and she's been around since before money came around, or you know, when the relationship wasn't about what you could get for her, but about the love that you can give to her, because trust me, that's kind of how my relationship started out. I told you guys, we met when we were in college. I didn't have shit. I had nothing, nada, zilch. I had zero. I had a little bit more money than the people around me, but I didn't have much. So she's been around since I had nothing. Right? So I feel like now that I have a little bit more, I'm not saying I have a lot more, but now that I have just a little bit more, you know, you kind of feel like you want to do special things for her, but within means, all right? So that's kind of what I've had to develop into. You kind of want to do things for your girl, and I understand completely. When you have something and you know that it would make her happy, you want to do it for her. But as long as it's within your means, within your budget, whatever you want to call it, then you can do it. But never do it if it's gonna take more out of your pocket than you're willing to spend. If she can't understand, then that's just her problem, okay? Just let's be honest, that's just her problem if she can't understand that, all right? So as far as my relationship, I can only speak for my own. I've heard of bad situations with other people, but I've heard of other guys who have been in great relationships with Filipinas. Of course, most of these relationships are newly formed, maybe a couple of months old, maybe within a year or so. Like mine's over 5 years old, guys. So yeah, I've been doing this for quite a long time, and I do not. This does not make me an expert, but I'm learning as time goes on that I'm doing things the way that I want to do them. Again, I have to dictate the relationship. As a man, you have to dictate the relationship. You know, in the U.S., I don't think that's possible. Not when you're coming from a womanized, or what do you call it, feminist country, whatever. A country that is basically ran by women. That's the best way to put it. Then it's different. Okay, very, very, very different. But here in the Philippines, it's a lot different. I think the guys pretty much have a grasp on things, even though sometimes the guys don't always live up to their, you know, potential or live up to the hype that, you know, a lot of people put behind them. Most of the time it's the women doing the work and stuff, but that's, again, another topic. They do take care of, this is a more men-dominant country, where in the US it's more female-dominant, okay? So I would say that, you know, because of that, you do have your pick of, you know, you have your pick of the crop here in the Philippines of getting a good woman. Again, how you choose and pick and choose your women, bahala ka, that's up to you. I knew what my criteria was back in the day. I think I made a video about that, what my criteria was, but that was just from a physical standpoint. I mean, as far as like mental standpoint and things like that, I did want to date a woman that had an education. That was big, 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 big to me. You know, somebody who I can communicate with. I mean, if we can't have a genuine conversation with one another, like the way that I'm talking to you guys right now, I'm not sure if a relationship like that would work. So if she struggles with English and stuff like that, it may be hard to have good communication, and there will be issues that will arise. So that was definitely something that I looked into. Of course, we went to college together, so it wasn't really hard to find because I had my choices, man. College life was fantastic. I wish I could have shown you guys that, but of course, time moved on. We're all into different things right now, but there were definitely a lot of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girls that I went to college with, and yeah, whew, there still are a couple of beautiful ones there even today. Again, it's like a cycle, baby. You get one group in, one group out, and it goes in repetitive motion, okay? But what's it like dating a Filipina overall? I do believe that it's better than dating women from probably your own home country, no disrespect, but it's probably best for a guy who dates a woman outside of their own culture. How can I say this? Because I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you should date women outside of your own culture. If you find the one for you, stick with it, okay? Remember that. Always stick with who you like, or stick with who can stick with you and deal with your bullshit and deal with all your stuff. That's the woman that needs to always be around for you. But I think that dating women from different cultural backgrounds just broadens your horizons just a little bit more. I can honestly say that I've grown a lot over the last 10 years. Since my time in the Philippines, since my time coming back here visiting, since my time, being in a relationship, since my time being able to see different parts of the world. I've grown so much, and I realized that there's a whole lot more for me to see and a whole lot more for me to do. And I do owe my father for that. Pops, love you. He's the one that helped me get this experience, and by allowing me to go to college out here. My mom too, love you to death. So with that being said, I know I get off track a little bit, but what's it like dating a Filipino woman? In my opinion, it's great, man. It's great, but it's only great if you find the great one, or if you find a good one. You can always get the bad ones. Come on, guys, we already know that. And I think you just have to take your time and pick your poison, all right? Me, I took my time. I had to take my time because I had time to take my time, if that makes sense. So, like I said, my first 2 years of college, I dated nobody. No girl. I didn't start dating a girl until my senior year of college. So, for my first 3 years, that was a lot of fun, guys. It's the airplane. But for my first 3 years of college, man, I had the time of my life. Guys, I promise you. Take your time finding the one for you, and I promise you it'll work out it'll probably work out for the best if you take your time. Alright? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say about that particular topic. What's it like dating a Filipina? It can be fantastic, it can be horrible. But it really does depend on you. If you ignore the warning signs, you know what they are. Then you kind of put yourself in a situation where things can get dangerously out of hand. Luckily for me, I haven't let things get dangerously out of hand. So, alright, this is officially Dr. Mike reporting live from an undisclosed location. Not really. Just here in the condo area, just hanging out outside. Yep, that's just where I'm at. We're just hanging out, having a good day. It looks like it's gonna rain, so we might stay inside for the moment. But hey, just wanted to let you know what's it really like dating a Filipino woman. And I'm talking about a years long relationship. And if you guys have been in a relationship with a Filipina for years, or even if it's a fresh relationship, I would definitely love to hear your comments. Definitely love to hear what you got to say about the particular topic. It would definitely make me happy. Make sure you guys comment down below if you like the video. Definitely make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, most definitely. And anything you have to add, by all means, it would be much appreciated. So with that being said, Dr. Mike is officially out. Alis nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.